It's 5 on your side at 5. Focused on you.
Officials in Maui warn the number of deaths could go up. At least 55 people have died so far because of wildfires. And tonight we're hearing from a Missouri team on its way to help. Thank you for joining us. I'm Ann Allred. As the wildfires in Hawaii keep moving, many people are stuck. Homes and businesses are gone. People across the country are wanting to help. Despite the distance, people across the St. Louis region and beyond are stepping up to help the island. 5 on your side's Mercedes McKay joins us in studio with the local relief efforts. Mercedes?
And 2 people with the American Red Cross here in Missouri are already on the ground in Maui helping with that recovery. One is from St. Louis and the other from Springfield. Now, that doesn't even include the hundreds of local volunteers on standby that have raised their hands to say they're ready to go when the time is ready. Red Cross's main goal right now in Hawaii is providing emergency shelter. The nonprofit has 7 shelters across both Maui and Oahu. Since yesterday, they have provided over 2,000 overnight stays through these shelters. Officials say there are a couple of unique challenges about this specific disaster mission that really show its magnitude. First, just the amount of emergency shelters needed because of housing not only residents, but tourists too. And second, the volume of families still trying to find loved ones.
It happens so quickly. It happens so quickly. We know that there is such a profound loss of life and so many people that are currently unaccounted for, and really trying to do the best we can as a humanitarian organization to help make those connections.
Now, if you can't get a hold of a loved one, call 1-800-RED-CROSS and press option 4. The agency is working around the clock to reunite families back together. Coming up at 6, I'll share the best way you can help with these relief efforts right from your home.
Assistance is coming from stateside to help Maui residents, but many say it's coming too slowly. CNN's Laura Aguirre has the latest developments on the island.
Formula, diapers, ice, water, and just food.
From a desperate young mother to an artist losing a 50-year collection.
It hurts, man. It's a lifetime of work. Gone.
The people and the landscape of Western Maui are forever changed.
The fires are still raging here. There's not 100% containment.
Local nonprofits and other groups are working to get supplies into the fire-ravaged areas any way they can.
Churches, nonprofits are sending materials via boat to West Maui and via air because the 2 ways to access the west side of Maui are closed off to everyone except emergency personnel right now.
Cadaver dog search teams are arriving from stateside. Their mission will be grim.
They need to go through property by property, house by house, just to see who's there.
Many fire survivors are now questioning the public warning system in place.
My phone got 1 ping as I was getting into my truck, and that was the only evacuation notice we had. That warning was completely useless.
Cole Millington says the island's tsunami warning system should have been utilized.
We're going to look at what is the communication and how could it be better.
But future improvements do little to ease Maui's heartbreaking reality right now.
The Maui police chief referred to Lahaina, the entire town, as a sacred burial ground.
I'm Laura Aguirre for 5 on your side.
You can help the victims of the wildfires in Hawaii by texting the word HELP to 314-425-5355, and we'll send you that information. Now to our weather first forecast, tracking some storm chances overnight. Let's check in with meteorologist Gary Frank in your weather first forecast.
Yeah, pretty good right now. We're in pretty good shape right now. It's dry and it's hot. It was a little warmer than it's been. In fact, it's the warmest that it's been in a couple of weeks as we've seen cloud cover start to increase a little bit. But, for the most part, it is going to be quiet here at this hour. What we'll continue to monitor is the fact that it's a little humid. We have storms off to our northwest, and that's where most of them are going to stay. You'll notice as they kind of cross I-35 into Kirksville, they have fallen apart just a little bit. And that's what we're going to see. This is not going to arrive throughout the rest of this evening, but it is a disturbance that may arrive overnight. Here's what it looks like, though, at the moment. It feels like it's over 100 degrees in Chesterfield, Farmington, and Pittsfield, where it's very close to that on the Metro East side. Could be worse, though. It didn't really feel all that bad this afternoon. In the next 12 hours, we'll start to see our rain chances pick up after midnight, but I'm optimistic into this weekend. There's lots of dry time, but there will be 2 different rain chances on Sunday and perhaps a late severe threat. We'll time out those storms overnight and talk about Sunday in detail and what to expect as we head into the weekend.
Tonight, a young man from St. Charles County is recovering after being trapped in a grain bin. 5 on your side's Holden Kerwicki joins us live in studio with an update on his condition.
Well, and it was just 24 hours ago that the young man, who we are not identifying at this time, had to be airlifted to the hospital. Family friends told me today that there was concern that he might lose his leg, but after multiple surgeries, his condition is improving. According to St. Charles County Ambulance District spokesman Kyle Gaines, multiple rescue crews were sent to a farm off of Highway H in the Orchard Farm area around 4:25 Monday afternoon after the young man became trapped in the auger of that grain bin. They were able to free him within 35 minutes of arriving thanks to specialized farm rescue training that every volunteer at Orchard Farms Fire has to go through. That prepares them for the dangers that can be present in these grain bins.
There can be air pockets that exist within grain silos. Obviously, suffocation is a concern. Thankfully, yesterday there wasn't a tremendous amount of product in the silo at the time, but certainly whenever you've got a grain silo that is full, that becomes a very real concern.
Though these situations are rare, a Purdue University study found that there are about 35 grain bin issues nationwide every year, and about 70% of them are fatal. Ann?
The victims of a suspected double murder-suicide in West St. Louis County have been identified. Paul Gierkikish, Mary Rabb, and their daughter, Claire Gierkikish, were found dead yesterday. Police say officers were responding to a welfare check when they found the bodies. All of them died from gunshot wounds. A police investigation led officers to believe that Paul shot Mary and Claire before turning the gun on himself. The Illinois Supreme Court upheld the ban on assault-style weapons. Came down to a 4-3 vote. The ban covers assault-style rifles and high-capacity magazines. Current owners would also have to register their guns by next year. There's been debate about the legality of the ban, with some saying it violates both the state and U.S. constitutions. However, supporters of the ban say that saving lives justifies it. The decision is expected to be appealed to the U.S. Supreme Court. More than 500 people are out of a job after the South City Hospital announced it is closing. But there is some hope. It comes from the St. Louis Agency on Training and Employment, that's also known as SLATE. It hosted a job fair today for the hospital's now former staff, who say they're not the only ones affected by the closure.
A lot of people walked in. So from the community, the closest hospital would be St. Louis University. They can't walk, from there. And if they have an emergency, they'd have to get on an ambulance. So it's kind of sad.
For those still looking for work, SLATE says it will have more job fairs like this later in the year. New developments in the Hunter Biden case, what a special counsel investigation could mean for the president's son. UPS ups its salary, how much workers will make. Plus, we verify what you need to know about the new strain of COVID.